and welcome back to Free Action. Today I decided I'd follow up my rune review with my second RPG I ever played. You've probably heard of this franchise a bit. Star Wars role-playing game by West End Games. Now, you may be wondering, why did I make that distinction? Why did I say by West End Games? Well, you see, if you want to go and buy a new Star Wars RPG, you'd have to get the Wizards version. The Wizards version is essentially Dungeons & Dragons Star Wars Edition. Slight changes here and there, but it's essentially the same thing. This was its own system. This was a D6 system. What happened was, you'd choose your stats and everything. You have 6 main attributes: dexterity, perception, knowledge, strength, mechanical, and technical. You may be wondering, well, wouldn't knowledge, mechanical, and technical kind of be the same thing? But you see, the thing is, that's where the main sections of it are. There's no charisma or appearance, because you're just supposed to roleplay that. Here's what happens. When you make your character, you choose how many dice you have in your primary attribute. 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4, but very rarely. In fact, you can get 5s. If you decide to play as a Wookiee. Yes, you can play as a Wookiee. You can also play as an Ewok. You can play as a whole bunch of different guys, even if you barely know what they are. You then get a certain amount of skills of dice in your secondary skills. So, like Dexterity Blaster, fairly straightforward. Or Technical Space Transports, again, fairly basic. As this game goes along, there is typically a rule you have to come up with. Force users or no force users? Here's my reasoning. I actually kind of got this from Spoonie. I'll link a description to the video where he talks about this more in depth in the description. But the basics are, if you've got a force user like a Jedi and a smuggler like Han Solo, sure, they're both good, but they never have the same ways of looking at things. A smuggler would kill stormtroopers like that. Jedi would always try and talk his way out, or try and escape. Never try and hurt people as little as possible. And then you're probably wondering, well, Arcacius, what if I want to play evil? Why can't I play a Sith? Unfortunately, this is one of the few downsides. There is no way to play evil. Literally, the rules go against playing evil. You can do a certain amount of very evil acts, and if you do too many, your DM literally takes your character, and your character is evil now, make a new character. Some pre-made start with the idea of doing bad stuff in them. Like, there's a fallen Jedi, person who's fallen to drink. Game is fairly intuitive. You want to do an action, you roll some dice, so on and so forth. You want to do multiple actions, you get a slight penalty, which ends up being a problem if I've had this. Because what it says is, whenever you want to complete an action, for each of the actions extra you complete, you remove 1 dice from all of them. So if you want to shoot a blaster 3 times, you get a -2 to all your rolls. Now, when a person wants to fire a blaster 4 times with a total of like 5 dice, he can miss every shot, point blank. Game can get kind of skewed that way, and that's where a bit of the learning curve is. Force isn't majorly a player in this. It's got a lot of things about space combat, but it is very intuitive, very cinematic, if you will. And it focuses on doing what you want. Game could be better, could be worse. I haven't played it very much recently. It probably still holds up, but my group doesn't like sci-fi all that much. Prefers to go with the ye old fantasy. There are a bunch of pre-made characters in the back, so if you don't have an idea, you can play like a smuggler, or a New Republic pilot, or, well, my favorite, a quixotic Jedi. The idea of this is, he thinks he's a Jedi. He's not, because they do have quotes, so you can get a feel for what this character is actually like. I feel a disturbance in the Force. No, really, I swear I felt one this time, guys. Guys, where are you going? He thinks he's a Jedi. He's not, but he still is Force sensitive, so he can be a fun character to play. That's what I really like about this system. Focuses on having fun characters. You want everybody to be fighter pilots? Go ahead. Everybody can be fighter pilots. You can focus around that. You want a couple people to be pilots while the rest of them being like smugglers? Go ahead. And evil can be kind of skewed. So, earning a dark side point, which is how many evil acts, you can get up to 6. 6, you're done. An evil act isn't necessarily like stealing or smuggling. No, it's more like shooting a child. Something that people just sort of cringe at. Think, no, that's not right. It's a good system. Could be much worse. Very fun. And I advise you check it out if you get the time. Same thing with Rune if you didn't catch that in that video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time on Free Action. This is Arcacius, signing out.